Surprise! Dadnarok presents the Ted Lasso After Show. This is Shaun.
And this is Chris. And guys, we just couldn't stay away. I mean, we can't help ourselves.
Yeah, we're making an announcement. We're just going to continue to discuss Ted Lasso each and every week for the rest of the year.
Yeah, right.
No, just kidding. We are Dadnarok. We do an after show. Next week we'll be doing a brand new after show on Invasion, a new Apple Plus TV show. But this week we decided to take a little bit of a retrospective look at Ted Lasso season 2, just kind of a short conversation in light of some news that appeared this week as well.
Yeah, some pretty big news. And I was like, since it applied directly to what we've been talking about, and you guys really enjoyed the show. I mixed about the news, almost to the point where I don't want it to proceed. But what news are we talking about here?
Well, essentially, it came out this week. The showrunner, Bill Lawrence, had stated that we knew that they had planned for a 3-season arc.
Yeah.
They've been upfront about that since season 1. But with the ongoing success and growth and attention that the show's gotten, Emmys, within the last few months, people, for a show to be that popular and for it to end at season 3 is kind of unheard of. Usually,
Yeah.
Studios will want to make more, just if it's a people pleaser and, they can make money with it, just makes sense to continue on
They
from
usually
that.
don't kill the cash cow.
Right, exactly. The problem with that, though, is that, Bill Lawrence came out and did an interview. He told TV's Top 5 that, he'd love it to keep going, but as long as Sudeikis feels like it's a cool thing for him. But he also has kids. Jason
Yeah.
Sudeikis does a lot of the filming in London. They shoot in London, England. And Jason's got family back home, of course, but everybody else is rooted in London, England. I mean, you've got Hannah Waddingham. I've watched interviews with her, and she's one of her favorite things about the show is that she lives a half hour from the set.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't really uproot the rest of the cast just to appease Jason Sudeikis either. So, according to Bill Lawrence, they're stating that essentially the show is going to end in some form or fashion if they continue with Ted Lasso. It's not going to be with Richmond AFC in London.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he went on saying here is that the guard is going to, saying that regardless of whether the show continues past the next season, the stories of Nate, Roy, and Keeley and the rest of AFC's, supporting cast will end at the end of season 3. And now we don't even have it here though, but said they're going to basically recast the entire supporting cast if there is a 4.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. I'd rather them end it with me wanting more and wondering, and what happened to Ted, what happened to Richmond, did they continue? Is Ted back here in the States? Is he coaching the MLS team now because he continued within the soccer world, or whatever it is?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Because I can definitely see enough viewer interest to keep the show going, especially the supporting cast. If they are living in London and it's convenient for them and they love clearly they love the characters that they play. I see a world where they can kind of continue the show without Jason Sudeikis. Say he gets them to the championship at the end of season 3. He goes back to the States to be closer to his own son, or coaches a new team over here in the States, whether it's football or soccer over here. And we continue the AFC Richmond show, something called AFC Richmond or something else with Roy being the coach.
I wouldn't be interested.
No, not without Sudeikis, really.
I feel like Sudeikis and Lasso is the heart of the show. Yeah, Roy is great character, and Keeley and Rebecca and all them are amazing characters. But how have we felt? Think about the episode. We'll just focus on the beard episode. Remember how we felt at the end of that episode? It's like, oh well, they could have done it as split episode where they had Beard doing this thing, and we still seen the progression of Richmond and Ted and everything over here, where it kind of felt disjointed, and we didn't get any of Ted, and I felt like that was one of the least favorite of my episodes. And I feel like Ted is the heart of the show, even if the other parts, of other casts are playing a big part in it.
I mean, I see what you're saying there. I actually disagree. I think, Jason Sudeikis' Ted Lasso actually took quite a step back this season. and I found season 2 to be as good, and as fun of a watch as season 1. There wasn't a lot of those Tedisms. He had his plot though with Sharon and stuff, but that was about it. I mean, his interactions with AFC Richmond as a whole was kind of taken down a degree the entire season. I think feasibly you could have a very entertaining show with this cat. We keep praising the supporting cast over and over again throughout the entirety of the season. We're introduced to these new actors and these new characters, and I don't know. I think they could carry a show on their own.
Yeah, I would be in the wait and see category. Like
Yeah,
I wouldn't say no to it. I'll be that. I'll say that.
yeah,
I'd be anticipating a season 4, but
I
I
got you.
wouldn't like be like, oh, I'm looking forward to it, or like waiting to see how Roy is going to continue the progression of Richmond.
Yeah, I see. Christopher here. I would rather quality instead of quantity, which
I'm
I
right
think
there with them. Yeah,
bears on your opinion too. Yeah, and maybe a spinoff. Keely loves Roy, a la Joni loves Chachi from Happy Days. Some sort of spinoff. I don't think Joni loves Chachi did very well. I can't recall how many seasons that aired back in the '80s, but yeah, I don't know. I could see them trying something like that, though. I mean, like we said, I mean, this is a moneymaker for Warner Brothers Studio. It's a moneymaker for Apple TV Plus.
yeah.
It just makes money. So there's got to be some kind of producer that's gonna want to carry the torch. I'm sure.
I'm curious what kind of story they can tell. Like I see if they continued it, I'd almost want them to come stateside. Like I
Mm,
would want Roy and Beard to come back with him, and Austin FC in down Texas. They have
yeah,
a team. Like if they came here and we're coaching a team, or they just made a team up that is within, just like they did with Richmond, within the MLS, that now we're seeing him go that route,
yeah,
and it's kind of it's a negative look on how the MLS is looked at, but a lot of the MLS is looked at as a retirement league. Now it's changing its perception because it's getting better and better. But a lot of the teams and players, not teams, but players and like coaches and everything from Europe and everything wind up coming to the States and coaching and playing within the MLS. So if they went that avenue, it would be fitting.
Y-
The LA Galaxy, that would be interesting. Yeah,
Oh, that would be fun. That might be a
yeah,
fun show. Yeah, because he'd still kind of be a fish out of water, right? Because he's like this Midwestern dad with these Midwestern values. For him to be in a big city like a New York or LA, that would still be kind of a fun concept, I think.
yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting. I don't know if they would go that route. I think if anything, they would end it before they bring it back stateside.
Yeah, you don't want to. I mean, Jason Sudeikis did have a vision for this character and this story, and the writers, when they wrote this up, it was a three act structure, right? So, I have to. I think we won't get Ted Lasso back right away. Maybe we'll see him down the line. Maybe it'll be a movie or something, but Jason Sudeikis he's kind of a movie star. And now that he was in movies before, then he had this character that he revisited from, these NBC promos back like 8, 9 years ago. And he had the inspiration to create something for himself, a show. And now he's like on top. Like now he's like a household name and people
Yeah.
love Ted Lasso. He's got to be getting movie offers like left and right these days too. So I think we're going to see more of Jason Sudeikis probably, but less of Ted Lasso.
Yeah, and in the article it said his decision, because this is all based on Jason Sudeikis, really. If
Yeah,
he wants to continue the show, even if it does not contain uh Ted himself, it's really his decision.
right.
So if he decides, you know what, we had it set for a 3 run, arc, a 3 season arc, and we're gonna leave it as a 3 season arc and walk away. I mean, it could very well end at 3.
Well, I did see. So it's going to be regardless. If we get to an end of season 3, and it is like the end officially for Ted Lasso, and these folks aren't going to be working together in the near future. I do see a lot of the supporting cast just, they're going to take off because people
Oh
are
yeah.
noticing the show. I mean, not only like viewers, but like it's a buzz with people in the industry. Like, when these folks get on like Jimmy Kimmel or The Tonight Show or whatever, they just gush and gush how much they love the show. So all of these people are going to be working on other projects afterwards,
Oh yeah, this
without
show
a
is
doubt.
definitely a launching point.
Yeah,
For a lot, 'cause a lot of them were working prior, but I
right.
mean now everyone recognizes them. Oh, there's Roy, there's Keely, Rebecca. I mean, they don't know 'em maybe even by name, but they know them.
Right. There was actually a news story that dropped today that Apple TV Plus is creating a new series with Bill Lawrence, one of the
Yeah,
producers of Ted Lasso, and Brett Goldstein, who plays Roy, but he's also one of the writers. And they're going to be joining Jason Segel on a new show on Apple TV Plus, something called Shrinkage or Shrinking. I don't know what it's about, but I've always liked Jason Segel in the past, so this might
that
be
could be
something new.
another good one.
But yeah, he's already got something lined up.
There
Bill
we
and
go.
Brent, yeah.
So I mean, and when it comes down to it, I want more. I love the show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sad to see it go. Definitely if it does, with the 3-season arc. Uh, and really, we don't even know how it's gonna end. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
my suspicions on how it's going to end because everything has kind of been going. Season 1, season 2 ended. I think season 3 is going to go ahead and culminate in the championship. They're going to win, and but where would it go from there? Like, what are the arcs? Will there be threads open for the other characters that they can kind of grab onto? Like, if they purposely go ahead and make it an end, but say, "Oh, okay, did this happen with this character, or is there a clear ending for all the
Yeah, I think
characters?"
that's tough. I think it is a tough hill to climb if you actually win on top at the end of season 3, and if they win a championship. I mean, where do you go from there? It's not
Because
as interesting of a story to keep and maintain a championship. I mean, you could do it, but it's just not going to have the same feeling as being the underdog for 3 seasons.
if they follow the Leicester City model, after they won, they took a dip the
Mm,
following season. So the
yeah,
reality set in for that team. So
right.
I mean, yeah, they were the defending champions, but they were getting mud hole stomped in them.
Yeah.
So
When are we expecting season 3? I would expect that they'll start it up July 2022, kind of keep the same schedule. It seems to be that's what season 1 did as well, I think. It premiered in either July or August and ran through October. So I haven't heard of them delaying it at all or anything. I think they're going to start filming here in the next few months. I think they start filming like after the holidays, and they have the show, wrapped and ready by that June or July timeframe. So
I think it's got a lot to do with how the whole. I don't know if you heard a whole lot about it,
what's that?
but the possible strike for with all the production crew and everything
Oh, I have heard buzz around that.
that
Yeah,
may take place on Monday if things aren't come to an agreement. So
right.
that could, I mean, we were just talking about like the Book of Boba Fett is going. Mandalorian season 3 just started. So
Yeah,
there's things that had just started that
right.
this whole thing could shut down. And if that shuts it down, it's going to push everything back a little bit. So uh, here's the hoping they figure everything out.
I know. What's it like a writer's strike? Is that
Oh
what it
no,
is,
this is
or is
everything from the set designers to
entire
this is
production?
the IATSE or something like that. So it's
Okay,
everybody that's involved. There is no production without these guys.
right. Yeah. Boy,
So
that's a big deal. What are we gonna watch? We'll just have to watch old stuff that we
we'll
missed, I
see.
guess.
I'll watch season 1. I'm happy with season 1.
But yeah. Anything else here? Let's
Um,
see. Melissa says they are already writing. Yeah, they got to be paying. I'm sure they already had an outline for season 3. I'm
oh
sure, and
yeah,
now they're
yeah,
just fleshing out the details.
yeah. And Goldstein is a writer on the show. He does have writing credits.
Yeah, I can see him being kind of the breakout of this show, or at least one of the faces that you'll probably see more often. He's already getting work, and Ted Lasso's not even done yet.
Mando season 3 hasn't started production yet. What? Yeah, it just started. It was like a
Just
couple
today,
days
I
ago.
saw a picture of Pedro Pascal like lifting the helmet up. It was like a selfie,
Yeah.
and it was just like an announcement today of him being in the studio. So yeah, that is exciting for us.
So I mean, taking the look, yeah, okay, so we've been a week removed. Any different ideas or thoughts on like the season finale?
On the season finale, no, not really. I liked it quite a bit. You know, I think the psychiatrist aspect, the Sharon character in the show, I think that could have been fleshed out a little more. They hinted towards things, as far as her potential alcoholism. I mean, there was like, you just kind of spot those bottles, those empty bottles, in her apartment and stuff.
Yeah.
They really just kinda touched on things, and I don't know if maybe they did film extra stories around that, and they just cut it for whatever reason, but if that's the case, why even have that lingering shot of the bottles, if you're cutting the whole thing?
Yeah.
The season did have some loose ends, some stuff that honestly, I don't know if they'll even go back and revisit in a season 3. I mean, maybe they were just plotting some or putting some seeds down for season 3. Hopefully that's the case. I mean, they are talented writers, and hopefully they don't drop the ball on some of those plot
Yeah.
threads. But
I think I
um,
heard that Sharon and Trent Krim, will both be back for
okay,
season 3. And actually, I
yeah,
think Melissa here is saying the same thing, that should be back.
okay, all right, excellent. Maybe Trent Krim will still be locked outside of his car when
Yeah,
the next
standing
season
outside the
starts.
stadium.
Yeah. Hey, can
That's
you guys
great.
help me out here or what?
Yeah, no, I've been going back and forth with a few of the viewers and comments, about certain things. And one of the outcomes, like I think, well, we all know my thought of winning the championship. That's gonna be the end of Richmond's story.
Yeah.
But what if because the way that soccer goes over there is it's not the final game, it's not a playoff. It's I can get so many more points and second place can't catch me before the end of the season and I win.
Hmm.
So what if they were playing, it wasn't the end of the season, say it was like 3 or 4 games left still,
Yeah.
and they were playing West Ham,
Oh
and
yeah.
a tie or better would win Richmond the championship, but a tie and a loss would send West Ham relegated.
Oh yeah.
And that would, relegation would happen to, Rupert and Nate and
Right.
everything there. I was like,
That would
man,
be
that would be
great.
some high drama. Because,
Some
and
comeuppance.
yeah, and in reality, Richmond could lose that game and still win the championship because they'll still have time to get the points that they need.
Mm. Yeah, that's stuff about soccer that I haven't learned about. It seems so complicated as far as who does what. I got the relegation and the promotion thing last season, but a lot of this stuff is still kind of beyond me.
Okay, I'll put it in hockey. When you win a hockey game, you get points.
Yeah.
3 points for a win. Was it 1 point for a tie, nothing for a loss?
Hmm.
Instead of working towards the playoffs and the top 8 teams get in, it's whoever's on top is the champion.
I see.
There's no playoff system. It's
Right.
you play the season. The season's completely meaningful. There's no bracketed thing at the end, and then you win.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Put it in hockey terms. Good old Canadian terms.
I'm not sure why I won hockey, but I won hockey.
I know why. You got a history with hockey. Here you go. There's season 4 Ted Lasso. He heads to Canada.
Yeah,
Brand
yeah.
new cast of characters up
Yeah,
there.
he's gonna coach a hockey team
Canucks.
now.
Yeah. Just keep putting him out of his element in new sports.
Oh man. So what do you guys think? Is there anything new? I mean, drop it in the comments. Have you thought about it? If I mean, we love it. We're on the board. I mean, you guys have been all over the comments and everything for the show, so that was awesome.
Yeah, we've got other after shows too. If you guys are revisiting any of the Marvel shows, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, we did after shows for those. Sometimes it's fun to do a play by play if you're rewatching those. We did do Mandalorian season 2. Actually, we did season 1 as well. We did it in audio podcast
Yeah,
form.
wow, it goes
If
back.
you can probably search that out to the Dadnarok podcast for Mandalorian season 1. That was before us getting on YouTube and our video podcasts here. And then we did do an after show. It was actually our first official after show was the Mandalorian
Yeah.
back last year. So yeah, be sure to check those out. Of course, we're going to be doing Mandalorian season 3 and Star Wars: The Book of Boba coming out late
Pretty much
December.
anything Star Wars coming, guys.
Yeah,
You can expect us to be here doing it. If it's Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian season 3. I mean, there's also one with there's so many. They got a whole list of
yeah. Oh,
Ahsoka.
Cassian Andor, that show
Yeah,
too.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking Cassian. So there are so many coming. We will be on top of that.
Yeah, and as far as other after shows next week. We're starting a brand new one, Invasion. It premieres October 22nd. We'll be here the day after, October 23rd. Saturday for our premiere, we'll actually be discussing the first 3 episodes, which is kind of going to be a crunch for us. We're used
Yeah,
to one
right.
episode a week. So that's why we'll be delayed a day. But then going forward after that, each week we'll be back here Friday nights 10 p.m. Same Dadnarok time, same Dadnarok channel. Join us for that. But yeah, I guess that's probably going to be it for Ted Lasso season 2.
There we go. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. It was kind of an impromptu show. We told you we were done and the news dropped. So we figured, you guys would care to know if you didn't already know. And we wanted to talk about it a little bit.
Just give our thoughts about it. Yeah, we couldn't let go of season 2 of Ted Lasso.
We really couldn't. Okay, guys. Well, until we see you next week, which we really hope we do, go ahead and keep it cheesy.
See ya.